Hello and welcome again. My name is Ruti Olio and I'm the founder and director of the Fashion Institute of South Florida. I created the school to give the opportunity to individuals like you to improve their skill in fashion design, sewing, and pattern making. You know that I love your comments, and recently one of our subscribers, Tasha, she suggested to do a tutorial on how to attach waistband. So guess what? Today I will show you guys how to attach waistband in a few easy steps. So let's see. Today I'm going to show you how to do a simple waistband for a skirt. Here I have the fabric, the self, where I'm going to be doing the waistband, and I have fusible interfacing because most waistband can use some reinforcement since it's the waistband and it needs to be strong in this area of the garment. I also going to use a bias tape. This one, you can send it to be cut or you can cut it by hand. The bias is 3, so you can clean the edge as I'm going to show you soon. Or you can buy the single fold bias tape so you can clean the edge as well, so it looks clean. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be adding the fusible interfacing to the self fabric. So let's go to the ironing board. Here at the ironing board, we are ready to glue the fusible interfacing into the self fabric. Since I'm going to make the skirt on the matte side, that's going to be the wrong side of the fabric, the little satin or shiny one. So this is what I'm going to be gluing the fusible interfacing. So I'm going to make sure that everything is aligned, and little by little I'm going to be pressing the interfacing into the cell of the fabric. Just like that. Since the waistband is going to be on a fold, now that here on the ironing board, I'm going to fold the waistband exactly on the center. Make sure that it's perfectly fold right in the center. Okay, so now I'm ready for the machine. So here we have the waistband. This is the right side, the wrong side with the interfacing, and then here we have the bias tape, and we're going to be attaching the bias tape on the edge on the inside on a 1/4 seam allowance. So you don't have to back stitch in this case. You're just going to be sewing a 1/4. Now that you have attached the bias tape to the edge of the waistband, I'm going to finish cleaning the edge by folding it, folding the bias tape like this, and doing a top stitch on the right side of the waistband, about 1/16 from the edge. You want to make sure that you fold this way, so you see the edge come clean in the bias tape. You always want to make sure that you fold the bias tape enough to grab the edge with the top stitch, as you can see right here. So this is a nice way to clean the edge of the inside of the waistband. You can also fold it in, but it looks a lot nicer when it had a bias stay. And then this edge we're going to be attaching to the skirt. Now that we're going to attach it, the first thing that we did is I fold it on half and I find the center of the waistband that's going to be matching with the center of the waistline on the skirt. So I'm going to put a right side with right side right here, and I'm going to put a pin right here on the center. So then I'm going to start sewing on the side, on the center back, a 1/2 inch, because this is the allowance that the waistline and the waistband have. So I'm going to start sewing at 1/2 inch. Making sure that where I'm going to be sewing around the dart intake is folded towards the center front, because that's how I press it and that's the way that it should go. So you're going to be sewing at 1/2 inch. Be careful not to pull the waistline like this. You just want to sew without pulling at 1/2 inch. So we are here on the center front, as you notice how the notch match on the center front. So I'm going to continue to sew a 1/2 inch. I'm gonna make sure that the dart intake goes toward the center front as I press it. All of the way to the center back. So now that we attach the waistband and the zipper and we clean the waistband inside, before I stitch down the waistband on the right side, I like to press the seam allowance in. So here you're going to press, pulling the waistband away, so this way it stays really flat on the outside. That's going to make your job easy, as we're going to be doing the last step in a few minutes on the sewing machine. Just make sure that your seam allowance go up, because you see the tendency is to go this way towards the skirt, but you want it towards the waistband. So pulling or holding on the waistband, you want to press up all around. So now we're going to go to the sewing machine to stitch down and hold down the waistband. The last step is to stitch down the waistband with the skirt. So for that, we're going to be doing a stitch right here on the ditch or the seam between the waistband and the skirt. But before I start doing that, I like to put a couple of pins, like for example one right here on the side seam, another one on the center. Here is the notch of the center, so I want to make sure that this is aligned, the seam allowance is going up, and then I'm going to put a pin right here that holds the waistband, and another one here on the side seam. 3 pins so the fabric stays stable. Okay, so now I'm going to sew. You want to back stitch a little bit, and you want to sew right on the ditch by pulling like trying to separate the skirt for the waistband. So the stitch goes right on the ditch right here. The pins will just help you to maintain everything stable. Let me lay the needle down. Always pulling so you sew right on the center, and you see the stitch is invisible because you don't see it on the waistband and you don't see it on the skirt. If you want, you can do it in top of the waistband, but that made the skirt look a little sporty because it's most like a top stitch. So since this is what the look, this is not the look that we're going for, we want to keep it right on the between the two seams. Just go to the side seam when I leave the needle in, so I can remove the pin. Now we back the stitch. Perfect. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to follow us on social media and log in into our website to see all of the upcoming courses and our location here in Miami. And like Sasha, please leave all of your comments below so we can do a tutorial that you would like to see. Enjoy!